This is my 15th. This is my 15th pig roast, and yeah, thank you. And I want to start by just saying thank you. This is something that I look forward to every year. It's one of the best events. It's right before the election. You all have allowed me to go to Richmond and represent you for 15 years. And I was talking with some of the people. We have, as a group, we've had funerals. We have had graduations. We have had people move. We've had people get married. We've had young people that were just little kids 15 years ago. Now they're voting. This is home to me. And I'm very, very grateful. I just won an award in Richmond this year. It's called the Award for Conservative Excellence. And what it was, thank you. Sorry, I was actually going to, this is about you all. There's 140 legislators, 100 in the House, 40 in the Senate. There's only one who has a 100% voting record. There's only one, and that's your delegate. You have allowed me to do that. You've allowed me to vote for Second Amendment issues, for family values issues, against higher taxes. You let me do that. I get the award, but you're the reason it can happen. So I want to start by saying thank you for electing me over and over and letting me vote as a conservative. Thank you. Thank you. Now, in 15 years together, we have had good elections and bad. And so I remember when Robert Hurt won in 2010, that was a good election. Yeah, that's right. And we've had bad elections. I remember when Barack Obama won in 2008, or 2012, or Terry McAuliffe beat Ken Cuccinelli in 2013. That's right, boo. I have never been as worried as I am today. I cannot recall an election or a pig roast where I had such concerns about the future of our country. And I want to just take a walk down memory lane for a second. If I'd been here, and I was, 8 years ago and said, you know, we're going to have $19 trillion in debt in 8 years, you just said, that can't happen. Our country would be broke if we had $19 trillion in debt. And yet, here we are. If I'd said that we're going to be on a path so that Iran can get the nuclear bomb, you just said, that'll never happen. Can't happen. If I'd said there's going to be a law that says you have to buy health care, you just said Congress will never pass it, the president will never sign it, the Supreme Court would never let it go by, and yet here we are in 2016, all of those things have happened. If I'd said to you the president's going to lose votes, and he's going to say, I don't care, I'll do it by executive order, I don't care about the Constitution, you'd have said, not in America it won't be, but it is. And then if I'd said, and it's going to be in Virginia too, you would say, not a chance. That might be Illinois or Massachusetts or Maryland, but it'll never be in Virginia. And yet we have a governor who said, I'm going to let every one of 206,000 felons vote and sit on juries, even though it's not in the Constitution. And we had to sue him to get him to change his mind. Thank you, that's right, thank you. We have an Attorney General. Now, most of you know I want to run for Attorney General, but let's talk about our Attorney General. The first thing he did when he got to office was he challenged our own Constitution. The man you elect to be your lawyer is taking the other side. We had a photo ID lawsuit last week. I hope maybe you heard about this. So everybody you have to have a photo ID to vote, right? Everybody understands that? And when we passed it, they said there'd be lines and arguments and it would never work. Who has seen it? Has there been any problems at the polls? Anybody seen any problems at the polls? No. Doesn't matter. George Soros put $5 million into the table, hired lawyers to challenge it all across the country, and he won. He won in North Dakota. He won in North Carolina. He won in Texas. And when he sued us here in Virginia, your lawyer refused to defend our law. That's right. I was in court last week. Mark Herring was nowhere to be found. Your Attorney General is not doing his job. So back in the day when we said, it's somebody else's fault. Massachusetts, California, Illinois. It's not anybody else's fault anymore. It's our fault.
Fire him.
I'd love to. He says fire him. That's the plan. We'll see you in November. That's the plan. Ladies and gentlemen, if you had a lawyer that kept going to court with you, but when he got to court, he would argue for the other side, you would fire him, right? Yeah. It's time to fire Mark Herring. Now, question is, whose fault is all this stuff? So you go back in that machine, look ahead 8 years, you would say somebody's fault is his. And it's easy to blame the Democrats, because of course I didn't vote for Barack Obama, and I didn't vote for those senators, and I didn't vote for Mark Herring or Terry McAuliffe. But that's too easy. That lets us off the hook. because the liberals are only doing what they said they would do. I believe it's our responsibility, those of us in this room, a place like Greene County, somebody that can send a delegate who has a 100% conservative rating. It is a place like Greene County that has to save the day and vote for president and vote for a congressman who's conservative. Thank you. Now, let's start with president. I want to be your lawyer. I want to be the attorney general, but the attorney general doesn't have any power. All he gets to do is go to court and ask judges to do things. If we have a court picked by Hillary Clinton, it doesn't matter what argument I make. It doesn't matter who I hire. It doesn't matter if I'm smart. The only thing that matters is that she picked the judges. We cannot let Hillary Clinton pick the next Supreme Court. We cannot let her define our Second Amendment rights. We cannot let her expand Obamacare. We have got to defeat Hillary Clinton. So I'm begging you, I've talked to some of you privately, some of you have reservations. Trump wasn't your first choice. I get it. Please, vote for Donald Trump in 6 weeks. Please.